But I'm not so good at all these speeches and all that. We try and keep it very nice and simple inside the changing room, inside the dressing room. But what I want to tell you guys, since I'm here, obviously, is that it's a big step in your career. Moving on to something new, something special, is always a good challenge and something that everyone should be excited about. There's nothing to fear what lies ahead, because in life you will come across a lot of challenges, and without challenges there's no fun in life. So I always personally believed that the challenges that are thrown at you brings the best out of you, and that is something that has happened with me personally, and I'm pretty sure it will happen for you guys as well. This institution has prepared you guys, all you guys, for the next step in your life, which is obviously to move ahead and see what lies ahead. So there's, like I said, there's not much to fear. It's the exciting times ahead that lies ahead in front of you. Go and embrace it. And enjoy the moment, enjoy that procedure, enjoy that journey, because it's going to be a wonderful time. When I look back at my childhood days, I definitely miss those days of going to school, going to college, and that excitement is something that is never going to come back. But we have our other ways to find that excitement. I obviously love the sport that I play now, and my focus, gradually shifted towards playing the sport and doing well in that particular sport. I'm here and I want to give it a personal touch to this wonderful time that we have now with us. So I would like to actually engage with all you guys, and if you have anything in mind that you want to ask me, I'll be more than happy to do it, because I feel personally, since I'm here, it is nice to just understand what you guys feel, and if I may be able to help or maybe able to advise, and that can help maybe 1 or 2% in your life, I'll be very, very grateful.
Awesome. So Rohit, we have collected some questions from students. All right, so I'm going to throw them your way.
Sure.
I'll be better than the media people that you interact with. I promise you. Rohit, you have pivoted a couple of times in life. You pivoted from being an off spinner to being a batsman, from being a lower order batsman to being the opener. How do you know when to change? How do you know that time aa gaya hai ki ab badalna padega?
That's the beauty of life. Sometimes when you're doing something and you feel this is the right move, this is the right thing for me to do, you go ahead with and you try and do that with best of your ability. And that is what I tried to do. The reason I started as an off spinner, to answer your question, when I started, that was because I always loved batting. There was no doubt about it. But the off spin came in because we had a selection trial where I live, and that's the summer camp that I wanted to join. And in that camp, the selection trial happens in a way where you have to stand in the queue, and the selectors, the coaches who are there present, they call upon you, and then you go and execute your skills. But as we know, in India, everyone loves to bat. So there was a huge queue for the batting line for the batsmen, and not much for the bowlers. So I said, okay, I will waste my entire day standing in the queue for the batters. I'll go and try my skills in my bowling. And luckily, the selectors who were there, they loved what I did with the ball. And then that's how I started bowling. And in the school that I went, they needed somebody who can bowl off spin. And eventually, my love for batting came in a year after when I joined the school, which was about when I was 11 years old, and that is the time I got to play in my school and show them that I can do both the skills, not just bowl but also bat.
Got it.
But there is a sign that you have to actually catch, and when I got to know, in India, I mean, if you can do all skill set, which is bowling, batting, and obviously fielding as well, then you have a better chance of making it as quickly as possible to the team, to the main team that you are looking to play for. So for me, that was the mindset, that was the thinking, and then I went ahead with that.
Got it. Please go ahead. Sorry. Rohit, in the 2015 IPL, I believe the first 4 matches, Mumbai Indians lost. And yet you went on to win the championship, right? What changed after those 4 matches? What was the speech you gave, or what was the motivation you induced in the team that you won the championship after losing 4 games in a row?
Yeah, because by then I had seen a fair bit of my life in cricket, and I knew that you can't. Firstly, I mean, it's a very important fact, not just for athletes but also everyone in general, that you cannot give up easily on life or anything that you are pursuing to do. So when we didn't start off well, in fact it was 5 games, not 4 games. I remember that we had a brief chat and a very intense meeting right after that. And the only thing that was in my mind was to inspire my team that how can we change around, because it has never happened in the history of IPL where 5 games after losing first 5 games and then you go on to win the IPL title. So the talk in the changing room was entirely about that. How can we inspire and how can we do something really, really special, which no team has ever done it. And people have already started discarding us. Media was writing us off. The other teams, I don't know what they were thinking, but obviously there was rumors about Mumbai Indians not making it to the qualification, the playoffs, let alone winning the title. But we were not even close to qualification in the playoffs as well. But I think it's the mindset that comes into play, and if I have to look back, I have to give a lot of credit to my upbringing, how I was brought up. There were a lot of tough times in life, and then that is when, as a kid, there was no option of giving it up on anything that was in front of me. And that's actually engraved in me, and that's how my cricket career took off. And when I started the game, one thing was very constant, that was not to give up on anything that I do, whether it was bowling, batting, winning the game for the team from an impossible situation. Because when you're playing a team sport, it is not about just me having that mindset. It is also about how you can get that mindset in the other 10 guys. So that was the challenge, and that is something, I was quite motivated to do. There are ways of doing it, and I found my ways of doing it, whether it is by having a quiet chat with people in the changing room, or telling them stuff on the ground, but I had to do it.
Can you give us an example of that quiet chat?
Look, I would love to, but unfortunately, it's a very auspicious day for everyone here. I prefer not to do it.
We get it. Now we understand what you're talking about. The 2023 World Cup. By the way, I was there for the Dharamshala match against New Zealand. I was right there. You played so well as a team. You yourself played so amazingly well. Everybody remembers that, right? And yet, in Ahmedabad, we saw what happened, right? And I can only imagine what would have gone through your emotions at that time. What did you tell the team after the match finished?
In Ahmedabad?
Yeah.
Nothing actually, because everybody was so disappointed, and we just couldn't believe what happened. And it was a very tough time, honestly speaking, personally for me, because I really put everything into that World Cup, not just 2 months or 3 months before that World Cup, but since I took over as a captain in 2022, my only goal was to win the World Cup, whether it was the T20 World Cup or a 23 World Cup. So I was completely distraught, and there was no energy left in the body, to be honest. It took me literally a couple of months to get back to being myself. But that's, I guess, if you put so much into something and then you don't get it, that is very natural, thing to happen to an individual, and that is something that happened to me. It was a tough pill to swallow, but I know the life doesn't end here, and it was a big lesson for me that, okay, this disappointment, how can I leave it behind and start something fresh, because life doesn't end there. I knew that there was something else that was coming up, which was the 24 T20 World Cup in US and West Indies, and I had to put all my focus there. It's very easy for me to say that now, but it was very difficult to do it at that point. At one point, I literally thought that, I don't want to play this sport anymore, because it has taken everything out of my body and I don't have anything left in me. So it took a little while for me to get back, because I kept reminding myself that this is something that I love and this is something that I dreamt of, and it is right there in front of me, and I cannot let this go so easily. Yeah, it took a little bit of time, and it took a lot of energy, a lot of calculation, a lot of energy to get back on the feet and start moving again.
Got it. And from 23, let's move to 24, right? And that match is etched in my memory. I remember every ball against South Africa. And at one point we thought the game is gone, right? It was very clear that it's going to be very difficult to come back from here. What was going through your mind those last 4 overs?
Look, I again went back to my old school thinking, which was to let South Africa enjoy when the last ball is bowled if they win the World Cup. I wanted to have that mindset, and that's the old school thinking. Okay, let it not feel it in a way where the game is gone and everything is lost. We had to put up a good body language on the show. Even though we were under pressure, things were not going our way during that time. We wanted to try and fight it out as much as we could, and we kept reminding ourselves that this is something that we are living for, to win the World Cup, and it's right there for us, and we can't let this go so easily. And it was not about me telling everyone at that point. Everyone knew that we had to fight for this. So all 10 of us, all 11 of us on the field, displayed that kind of body language where, the opposition always felt that, okay, these guys are not going to give it up that easily, even though we are on top, but it's not going to come to us that easily. And that goes to show the mindset, the body language that everyone had, the hunger to win that game, the hunger to win that World Cup everyone had. So hats off to, everyone who were there on the field at that point. But in my mind, I wanted to stay calm, because I wanted to make those changes, the bowling changes, the field placement and all of that. So, and being a leader, you obviously are standing right at the top. So, you can't look like you're panicked, or you cannot show, especially the opposition, that, okay, this is it, it's done. That kind of body language. So I tried myself engaging with the bowler, what can we do? How can we try and take wickets? How can we stop runs? and all those kind of things, because we knew that anything could happen till the last ball is bowled, and we went with that mindset, and it was great to see how the last 4 overs planned out for us. It was fantastic to watch that.
Yeah, I've seen those 4 overs again and again on loop. You know, we see what happens on the field, right? But can you tell us what happens off the field before the match? What is the preparation that goes into winning the World Cup? Do you think of the field placements, etc., etc.? Do you look at the videos of the opposition beforehand? We don't know what happens before.
No, I believe in preparation. I think without preparation, it just doesn't give me that confidence to go anywhere. Like I've come here prepared what I need to do. So it just, you know, you have that extra confidence in you when you are well prepared. So before the game, I just like to go through the opposition and see what they're doing, how they're playing spin, how they're playing seamers, where are, you know, some of their batters hitting the shots, where are the bowlers picking wickets and all that kind of stuff. Because I feel I don't need the team to go through that. I need to go through that so that, you know, I'm not putting too much on my team's plate, team members' plate, because eventually, you know, it's also important to keep the environment nice and relaxed, and that is when your best performances come out, when you're nice and relaxed. And it's the captains and the coach and the management in the support staff, it's their job to do all the homework and then pass it on to the players. And I believe personally I'm a player first, then the captain, because I have to go and bat and, you know, lead from the front, play well, get some runs because I open the batting. So my job is very, very important for the team to start well, give a good start. So I think I'm the player first and then the captain. So for me also, I need to be relaxed to go and do the job. But I think at the same time, it's my responsibility also to prepare so that there's not too much on, you know, the individual's plate. A lot is on my plate, which is fine. And I have always, you know, even while captaining Mumbai Indians, it started way back in 2013 when I first was captain of Mumbai. And I felt that you need to give everything to your preparation. So that's how I used to do it. I used to prepare well and then take it into the game.
Got it. Thank you. Now, you know, there's this one match where Aksar was bowling his third ball to take a hat-trick. Yeah. And you dropped the catch on the slips. That's the second time I've seen you slap the grass after when you won the World Cup. How do you pull yourself up from a situation like that where you have let your teammate down as a captain?
No, it's all. Especially being the captain and you let the team down for that particular moment because, you know, it's a 50-over game. A lot can change, a lot can happen in that 50 overs. But that particular moment when something goes wrong and you don't feel right about it, because as a captain, the entire team is looking up to you, how you are on the field. So it's very, very important for a captain to show, you know, that body language on the ground. And dropping catches, missing runouts and all that happens. At the end of the day, I'm a human being as well and I am allowed to make mistakes. But the problem is, when it happens and it happens to someone else, you feel bad for them, for those guys, because I know that, you know, whether it's a hat-trick ball or whether it's their first wicket, it doesn't really matter. I think what matters is everyone's putting an effort, you know, to get that result in your favor. And when you see that effort being displayed and then something goes wrong, that is the disappointment you feel. Because personally, I've been on the other side as well, where I was not captain and where I was a player and I've dropped catches. And when I used to bowl regularly back in the day, there have been people who have dropped catches in my bowling also and misfielded. But you get angry or you get pissed for that particular minute or so, but then again you get on to the job because there is a larger picture that you need to worry about rather than that one particular catch. So yeah, now being a captain and thinking from putting myself in their shoe and thinking, yes, you feel disappointed, but again, at the end of the over, I went to him, I apologized, and I said, I'm sorry, but life will go on. You have to come and bowl again and try and get him out again, because the work that we are putting in doesn't end here. We need to continue to build on this.
There are enough fielders who have dropped your catch also, so hisab barabar.
Bilkul.
So you've had great starts like in the World Cup, which you didn't end up winning. You have had horrible starts like in 2015 IPL, which you did end up winning. Right? So great starts mean nothing, right? And bad starts also mean nothing. What is your advice to all of the students here who are just starting their career, right? And it's going to be tough for them for the first few years. How should they get through this initial escape velocity?
No, yeah, we all know that initial step, that initial burst is going to be very, very tough. That is very, very natural, and everyone doesn't need to be worried about that, because when you start anything in life, whether it is nursery, whether you graduate and go into anything that you want to do, it is always going to be tough. But I don't think how you start matters. How you finish, what you do at the end of the day matters a lot. For a normal human being who are doing a 9-to-5 job, it's not about how you get to the office. It's about how you come back to home. That matters a lot. So I think my advice would be very, very simple, because I think life is very simple. We try and complicate things and make it very, very complicated. I know it sounds crazy कि यार life simple थोड़ी है, ऐसा नहीं होता है, कितने challenges है life में, but yeah, challenges तो हर चीज में, anything we do in life there is challenge, but we try and it is our responsibility, it is our duty to make it very, very simple, and how we can do that is by preparing well, and that is where I said preparation is the key, and that is something that I really believed in, and if you prepare well, you will really start well. And that is what you need. You need to start well. Once you start, then you have that momentum. You carry that momentum in life. Eventually, the life becomes very easy once you cross 50. बाद में 100 तक पहुंचना आसान है. वो पहला 20-30 ball, first 20-30 balls that we play, the new ball when it swings. मैं cricketing term में इसलिए बता रहा हूँ क्योंकि it is very relatable what I do and what you're going to do in life, because मेरा भी life कुछ ऐसे ही था, start करना बहुत difficult था, but once I took the momentum, once I sat in the plane, वो plane ने जो altitude पकड़ा है वो अभी तक नीचे नहीं आया. And I think that is what matters, and I don't want that plane to land so quickly now. मेरे को अभी तक ऊपर रहना है. We all know, I'm sure everybody has traveled. That is why I gave this example of a plane. जब एक 35,000, 40,000 पे altitude पे जब plane पहुंच जाता है, you feel nice and relaxed. खाना वाना आ जाता है, we eat and we sleep. So that is what life is. Once you take that momentum, I think it's important you stay, and then obviously landing भी जरूरी है, but it depends on you when you want to land. That is entirely up to you all when you want to land. But life will give you opportunities. It's up to us how we grab it. There are ways to grab it, but I'm sure everyone here are different individuals. You will find your different ways to adapt. You will find different ways to, use your skill sets to adapt, which is what the beauty of life is. Everybody is different, and you will find your ways slightly differently from the person sitting next to you. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong in that.
Rohit, we talk about all these matches and everybody knows about these matches. What has been your favorite match which perhaps we don't recognize as the audience in your lifetime? एक कौन सा मैच याद आता है सबसे ज्यादा आपको कि यार हाँ ये था?
मेरे 500 मैच हो गए तो अभी
फिर भी
500 सिर्फ इंटरनेशनल मैच. I played nearly 300 IPL games as well. But see, मेरे लिए, I would say that the games where everybody has given up कि यार अब कहां से जीतेंगे, कैसे होगा. फॉर मी दोज काइंड ऑफ मैचेस आर द वंस दैट will always stay with me. I'll give you an example. I mean, recently, this 24 World Cup is the best example because हमने शुरुआत ठीक से की नहीं थी, हमारे 3 विकेट गिर गए थे, and then we stitch a partnership with Aksar and Virat. We got that partnership. उसके बाद हमारा फिनिश अच्छा हुआ. We got to a very decent score. South Africa ने अच्छा स्टार्ट नहीं किया. They lost couple of wickets. Then हम सबको पता है कि क्या हुआ उसके बाद. That is where people, I'm sure, gave up hope on the team because when I came back to India, a lot of my friends told me, अरे यार जब ये क्लासन और क्विंटन डिकॉक खेल रहे थे, डेविड मिलर खेल रहे थे, हमको लगा कि यहाँ पे फिर से एक और वर्ल्ड कप चला गया हमारे हाथ से. तो ये सारे मैचेस है जो मेरे लिए हमेशा यादगार रहेंगे एंड इट विल ऑलवेज स्टे फॉरएवर विथ मी बिकॉज देयर इज सो मच लर्निंग दैट यू गेट फ्रॉम दैट गेम. इज दैट अगर जो बाहर से भी देख रहा है ना उसको भी ये समझ में आएगा कि हाँ यार वी शुडंट गिव इट अप दैट इजीली बिकॉज देयर विल ऑलवेज बी अ टर्न अराउंड समवेयर एंड यू हैव टू वेट फॉर दैट टर्न अराउंड एंड यू हैव टू बी इन दैट राइट माइंडसेट टू कैच दैट टर्न अराउंड. टर्न अराउंड आएगा बट यू हैव टू बी रेडी फॉर दैट टर्न अराउंड. तो ये सब लर्निंग्स ऐसे मैचेस से मुझे मिले. एंड आपने आईपीएल का 2017 का फाइनल तो देखा होगा या याद होगा. वी ओनली गॉट 129 एंड वी वर प्लेइंग अगेंस्ट राइजिंग सुपर जायंट्स. दे वर 60 फॉर नो लॉस चेजिंग 129. 70 रन चाहिए, 9 विकेट्स इन हैंड, इजीली चेजेबल. बट अगेन दैट वाज द गेम. वो गेम ने मुझे ये बताया कि यार अगेन यू नो टर्न अराउंड विल कम बट यू हैव टू बी रेडी. एंड आई वॉज रेडी विथ माई बोलर्स कि जब टर्न अराउंड आएगा तो आई वॉन्ट माई राइट बोलर्स टू बी रेडी फॉर दैट टर्न अराउंड क्योंकि यू नो उनके टीम में काफी एक्सपीरियंस बैटर्स थे एंड वी वॉन्टेड टू हैव आवर एक्सपीरियंस बोलर टू बोल एट देयर एक्सपीरियंस बैटर्स. तो टर्न अराउंड आया और मेरे जो दिमाग में चल रहा था कि ये जब बैट्समैन आएंगे इनके सामने मुझे ये बोलर्स को लाने हैं. तो ये सब टर्न अराउंड्स जब आते तो आपको रेडी रहना बहुत जरूरी है. तो मैं रेडी था. तो उस गेम से मुझे काफी कुछ सीखने मिला. एंड देन ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हमने टेस्ट मैच जीता था 2021 में गैबा में. हमारे ऋषभ पंत भाई ने played an amazing knock, you know, from a situation where, again, nobody could believe that we could win, you know, and in that game, all our first choice players were injured or missed out for whatever reason, and मुझे अभी भी याद है कि आई थिंक उनके कैप्टन, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के कैप्टन टिम पेन थे उस टाइम पे. प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में उन्होंने कुछ बोला था कि आई थिंक पता नहीं क्या बोला था बट इट वाज समथिंग दैट वी फेल्ट कि यार ये बंदे ने ऐसा क्यों बोला. एंड देन जब मैच शुरू हुआ वी हैड 3 डेब्यूटेंट्स इन दैट गेम हु प्लेड द गेम. और गैबा इज ऑस्ट्रेलियाज फोर्ट्रेस. They have never been beaten there. India is the first team to beat them there. So, again, from a nowhere situation, we went on to win the game. Or obviously, you know how Test cricket is. Test cricket is not easy because of various reasons. Firstly, it goes on for 5 days. 5 days you have to be mentally so into the game. And ऑस्ट्रेलिया में खेलना सबसे डिफिकल्ट है. आप इंग्लैंड को पूछ ही सकते हो. सो फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस, you know, to go and win that game and win the series in Australia was a great achievement, you know, that the Indian team had. So that series was a big learning. So ऐसे लाइफ में मेरा 18 साल का करियर रहा है. 2007 में मैंने डेब्यू किया है. 2025 में है हम. अभी इस जुलाई में 26 जुलाई में आई विल फिनिश 18 years. तो ये 18 साल में मुझे इतना कुछ सीखने मिला है. आई हैव बिकम सच अ डिफरेंट ह्यूमन बीइंग. जो मैं पहले था और अभी हूं. ऑब्वियसली वी चेंज इन लाइफ, एवरीवन विल चेंज इन लाइफ, But ये sport की वजह से मुझे इतना कुछ सीखने मिला है, which I will be forever grateful, because जो भी changes मेरे अंदर आए, मुझे लगता है कि अच्छे के लिए आए, and it has made me a person that I never believed that I would be when I was growing up. So I'm sure, it's the same for them as well when they venture in their next challenges. They'll come out as a different individual and better human beings.
Awesome.
From what you are now, you are obviously better human beings now, but it'll be
awesome. But how do you surround yourself with the right people? What does your support structure look like? We always see your wife there in the stadium. She's always there supporting you. How else do you find support around yourself?
My family has played a huge role in this. Growing up days, like I said before, it was not easy. And I needed support of my parents, my grandparents, because I lived a lot of my life with my grandparents. And whatever I am today, obviously, they have a huge role to play in that, So at different stages of my career, different stages of my life, a lot of people have come in and, played their part. When I got married in 2015, and I knew my wife 7 years before that, I got married. So she's been a big influence in my life. She has made me understand what life is, how life is, because when I was growing up, I was like any other kid. Life में क्या करना है, कुछ आइडिया नहीं है, how to take life forward, उतना आइडिया नहीं था. बस एक ही चीज था कि एक ही चीज मालूम था कि क्रिकेट खेलना है बस. बट क्रिकेट खेलने के साथ साथ आपको बहुत सारी चीजें भी करनी पड़ती है. एंड दैट आई थिंक आई हैव टू गिव क्रेडिट टू माय वाइफ, बिकॉज वो सब चीजें मुझे उनसे सीखने को मिली. एंड या ऑब्वियसली वी वुड हैव लव्ड टू बी हियर टुडे, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली शी इज नॉट हियर. Happy birthday to her. But yeah, she's played a huge role in my life, and she's always been there as one of my biggest support system. And then the friends that I have, very close friends, they played a huge part. My coaches, different coaches at different teams, I played the part. So if I keep going, the list is going to be very, very long. But yeah, there have been so many people, and I'm very fortunate to be surrounded with such good people around me. And yeah, I'm very, very lucky to be having such people around me.
I have one last proposition. Rohit, you missed college life.
I did, and I regret it. Honestly, I regret it.
So on this stage, I'm going to make you an offer. Right, that we are starting our PhD program soon.
Okay.
And we have some great PhD guides with us.
Nice.
So please consider enrolling in the PhD program. We'd love to have you as our first student.
I would.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's Rohit Sharma for you.
Thank you.
You've been an inspiration, Rohit, to the entire country. What you have done for this country, what you have achieved in your life, it's going to be remembered for a very, very, very long period of time. Last night I was with my parents and we were just discussing who are the top 5 Indians to live today, right? And we were like, okay, Modi ji, of course. And then we were like, okay, number 2, number 3. And then of course, Rohit, right? Has to be there, right? So that's where you stand in this country today, Rohit. We really all love you. We adore you. And thank you so much for spending this evening with us, the last evening and this morning with us. Even though it was your wife's birthday, we know how much she means to you, and still you took some time out for us. Guys, please give it up for Rohit.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable thoughts, which will go a long way in inspiring the graduates to pursue excellence and resilience in their professional journeys. I would now request Mr. Pratham Mittal to extend our token of gratitude to our chief guest.